So fine, welcome to the training session for Selenium, right? So we will be first doing a brief introduction and we'll go with the brief history of Selenium, right? I repeat, you can again add me on Skype. My Skype ID is QTP Selenium 1. Okay, so before I move forward, let me do a brief history of Selenium, that how Selenium has evolved, right? And uh, I will tell you. Hold on. Look, initially when Selenium came up in the market, right, it was like Selenium RC. Okay, and Selenium RC was a tool which everybody started using. Fine, but it had various drawbacks and all. Okay, I will not go inside drawbacks. Okay, but it had drawbacks. It could test your application on multiple browsers. Okay, it can do a lot of things, right? It could generate reports. Everything was there, but various drawbacks were there, right? A lot. And you know what, tester, as a tester, you had to learn a programming language like Java or C# or Perl or PHP to learn Selenium RC. Okay, right. Now as time progressed, people realized that there is a drawback with it, and in 2011 something known as Selenium WebDriver, okay, it came up in the market. Everybody must have heard the word. It is known as Selenium 2.0 as well, but it's not an upgrade. Most of the people think that it's an upgrade. It's not an upgrade. Fine, the Selenium 2.0, okay, it's a new thing. It's altogether different from RC. People who have used WebDriver, when they look at RC code, they are not able to understand it. Okay, guys, please mute your microphones. Don't unmute your microphones. Okay, please mute them. Right. Okay, so out here, WebDriver, it could test your application on multiple browsers like Chrome, Firefox and all, and you also had to learn a programming language like Java, C#, okay, Python and all. There are lots of languages in which it is implemented, but it's got various advantages over RC. Lot of features, lot of functions have been introduced. So basically what I mean to say is that you don't need to concentrate on RC now. In this course we'll be studying WebDriver, right? Secondly, there is another component known as GRID, Selenium GRID. We'll be covering that. Okay, Selenium GRID, what it does is that it helps you to execute your test cases parallel. Guys, please mute your microphones, please. Okay, so out here, what Selenium GRID does, it helps you to execute the test cases parallelly. Okay, so what we create something known as hub in Selenium GRID, which is a centralized machine. Okay, and in hub we connect the various other machines which are known as nodes, and we run the test cases parallelly on them to save time. Okay, the role of GRID is just to save time. So in this course we'll also be doing GRID. Okay, and another tool, another part of Selenium is, it's called as IDE. Okay, IDE is basically a record and run tool. Okay, in this course I'll not be touching IDE because you know record and run is not a successful thing. Okay, IDE primarily works only on Mozilla. Okay, it's a tool only on Mozilla, Selenium IDE, and it's primarily a record and run tool. Okay, look, if you have ever done automation or if you have seen any automation tool, record and run feature is there in every automation tool. Okay, but you cannot rely on record and run because applications these days are dynamic applications. Right, for example, if you go to the home page of a news website like CNN.com, every day the complete website will change. So you cannot just record and run these kinds of websites. You need something which is having some logic or programming logic, and that's why we use WebDriver. And moreover, IDE, it generates no reports. Reports are generated by WebDriver and all HTML reports which you can show it to your client or something. Fine. So we'll be doing WebDriver. Okay. Hold on. Just a minute. Right. So the thing is, so sorry for a little delay. Few people were not able to hear me. Fine. So basically we will be doing WebDriver. Fine. Now to do WebDriver, it's not that directly you can start writing code and automating websites and all. Right. You need to learn Java. Here is where most of the people get stuck. Look, it's not a difficult thing. It's something which requires practice. Okay, and this is the mistake which most of the people do, is that while learning Selenium they tend to skip Java. Okay, you need to learn the concept of OOPS, that is object oriented programming. Fine, this is the most important thing. Okay, if you have learned OOPS, fine, you can easily do Selenium, right? And you need to know it in a much more practical manner. Look, if I go to the official website of Selenium, that is seleniumhq.org. If I go out here, fine, the first line which is written is Selenium automates browsers. First of all, Selenium is an automation tool which is only for web-based applications. Fine, and it is not for Windows-based or desktop-based applications. Fine, and secondly, if you go to the download section, right, you will see something known as Java doc written out here. Okay, I am recording this session. You will get the recordings, so just concentrate on the course right now. Right, so if you click on this Java doc link, you will have this documentation listed out here for Selenium. Now this documentation is completely object oriented in nature. You need to understand the concepts of Java OOPS to understand this documentation. Okay, so as I told you, Selenium is a tool which is primarily for web-based applications only. If you are talking about mobile, okay, if you have mobile apps or a browser which is there on mobile, okay, then there is a tool known as Appium, which is built on top of Selenium. Okay, you can use that tool. Okay, but to learn this Appium tool, you need to learn Selenium. Okay, I'll not be talking about Appium in this course. I'm just telling you. Fine. Another advantage is that if you learn this tool and if you have learned Java and OOPS and all, okay, learning other tools like you have a performance testing tool known as JMeter, you have a API or a web services tool known as SOAP UI. Learning these tools, it becomes really easy because all of them are almost Java based tools, right? So there are various advantages. Okay, now core Java is required for this, not Java, only core Java. Okay, and I'll be starting off with the concepts of Java now. Okay, the first thing is that you need to have JDK installed. Okay, you need to have JDK installed. Look, thing is, hold on, it's very important. You just go to Google and type download JDK. Okay, and if you go to this link, you can go out here. The first link, Oracle owns Java. Fine, and go to this link, download JDK. Just go here and download the JDK for your operating system. Most of the people have Windows 64-bit OS. This is JDK for 64-bit OS. Fine, download and install it. Okay, Java development kit. It is complete Java development kit. Okay, right. After that, you need to download Eclipse. Okay, Eclipse is the editor for Java language. Fine. You just need to write over here, download Eclipse. Now what I will be doing is that in this class I'll be teaching you Java. Along with that, I'll be teaching you the concepts of Selenium as well parallelly. Okay, so just be with me. So just go here and go to Eclipse downloads. Right. So yes, if you have Mac OS, you can also use it. Look, I have never used Mac, so but I know that everything works fine in Mac as well. Okay, right. So you go to Eclipse and you need to download Eclipse. You can download Eclipse for Java EE developers based on your operating system. Okay, if for Mac you will get Mac written over here. Okay, and when you download it, you will have, hold on, like I have this Eclipse with me. Fine, you will have a folder like this after you extract the file, right? In this you will have eclipse.exe. Just start that. Fine. Look, Eclipse is not an executable thing, it comes as a bundle. Fine, you just need to start it and give the project workspace path. Okay, now what is this? Look, the thing is, this is the location, project workspace location, where you will be storing all the codes in your PC. All the projects and all which you make, they'll be stored at this location. So for the current training, I'll be storing everything at this location. Right. No, Shubhapriya, don't download right now. Everybody don't download right now. Just concentrate on the class. I am recording the session. Right. After the class, you will get the recorded video. I'll upload it and I'll send you the links. You can have a look at that recorded session. Okay, right. So out here, this is the welcome screen of Eclipse. Okay, on this welcome screen, you can just close this welcome screen and just close this outline and task list as well. Right, over here you will have 3 sections. Fine, this is the first section, this is second section, and this is the third section. Okay, so whatever coding we do out here. Okay, on this section we store the projects, and at this section we look at the output. Look, for many people you must be knowing this, but I'm starting from basics because most of the people coming here, they don't have a background. Okay, some of the people, they know this because they have bought the videos earlier, but hold on. Okay, so this is how the stuff works in Eclipse. Fine, so let me first create my first project in Eclipse. You go to File, New, you can say Other. Fine, and select in General Project. Okay, or go to Java. Right, under Java you will have lot of options coming up. Okay, we'll be using them. You use this option Java project. Okay, and select Next and give this project a name. I'll just call it as Day 1 project. Okay, and finish. That's it. So you will see that, hold on, right, so you will see that Day 1 project is created. Fine, and if you expand this project, you will have a source folder and JRE system library. Okay, this JRE system library is nothing but Java which is installed in your machine. Okay, it is associated with every Eclipse project. Fine, this source folder is something in which we will be storing all the code. Whatever code we make will be stored in the source folder. Okay, and if you right click on the project, you will have many options coming up. We will be using these options as we proceed with the course. Okay, one of the important and one of the good options which come up is the properties. the last one. Okay, if you go to the properties option, right, you have this thing over here, right. One of the options out here is Java build path. Okay, we will be using this a lot. Okay, and in resources also you will see that the path of the project is listed. This was the path of the workspace, right, November weekday, and under that day 1 was the project. If I copy this path and if I open it, you will see day 1 project out here. Okay, and in day 1 project you will see lot of folders, out of which only source folder is available inside Eclipse. Okay, we'll look at that, what is there in the source folder and what are the other folders and all, but in Eclipse only source folder is visible. Okay, I can right click on the source folder and create my first Java class as well. Okay, right click on the source folder, new class. Okay, and I'll just call it as sample.java. Right. Make sure you click on this checkbox, public static void main. Okay, keep this checkbox clicked, finish it. This is sample.java file generated. Okay, right, just a minute. I'll increase the font size. Okay, I have increased the font size. Right, so out here in the main function, right, this is the function main. I hope you know what functions are. Okay, look, there are few things in this file which you will not be able to understand, that what is static, what is public. We'll talk about them later on. Okay, so just accept few things as they are. But main is a function. Main is the starting function in which the control will come up when you run the program for the first time. Like in C also, in C++ also, you have got a main function, right? Similarly in Java also you have a main function from which everything starts. If you want to print something, then the command is system.out.println. Okay, you can type, say, learning Selenium, and you can execute this program. You can run this program from this button on the top. Okay, so you click on this and this program will execute, and in the console at the bottom you will see learning Selenium getting printed. Okay, right. So basically what I mean to say is, every Java file will have a main function through which you can execute that file. Okay, right. Now I am assuming you know what integers are, what strings are, what functions are, basic things which are there in every programming language, what for loop is or something. Right, again I repeat, if you don't know this, then you should not join this training. You can buy the access to the videos. In the videos I have covered everything in detail. Okay, and later on if you feel the need, you can just pay the remaining fees and join the class. Okay, so that's what I recommend. So this is just the beginning. Fine. Now out here, if I look at the location where day 1 project is lying, in the source folder you will see the Java file. You can open the Java file. Say I open it in a notepad, and you can see the Java file out here as well. But we use Eclipse editor because it makes our work easy. And in the bin folder you will see sample.class file generated. Look, when you execute a Java file, a class file gets generated. If I open this class file, fine, suppose if I open it in notepad, you will not be able to understand what is written inside it. It's all messed up. Okay, it's all messed up. You will not be able to. This is not a machine language or something. Okay, but the thing is, like if I'm creating another class, okay, if I create a class known as say Selenium underscore learning dot Java, right, and inside it I just print system.out.println hello. The shortcut to type system.out.println, this command is, you can write syso plus control spacebar. Okay, write syso, okay, and then hit control spacebar of the keyboard. This command will come up. You don't need to write the whole thing. Okay, so if I write the system.out.println hello in another Java file which I have created and run it, fine. In the bin folder, you will see the other class file generating, Selenium learning class file. If I open it, you will not be able to understand it either. Every Java file is converted to a class file. That's what I want to tell you. And this class file is delivered to the client. Okay. Now we cannot deliver the class files to the clients like this. Right. Suppose there is a project in which you have 1000 Java files. Okay, and you have to deliver the client all 1000 Java files. Right. So there will be 1000 class files. So how will you deliver 1000 class files to the client? Okay. So there are many class files. Okay, you cannot just individually give them to the client. What we do is that in Java we bundle them together into a single file. That file is known as a jar file, and we give it to the client. That's what happens when developers, they say that they are doing a deployment or something. They are deploying the jar files. Okay, right. So moving ahead, okay, this is a jar file which contains many class files. Why I am teaching you? Because teaching you jar files because we'll be using a lot of jar files in our project. Okay, in our learning or while learning Selenium, we'll be using a lot of jar files. If you look at GRE system library, this is Java which is installed right inside Eclipse. You will be able to see GRE system library. GRE system library is nothing but Java which is installed in your machine. Okay, if you expand this, you will see lot of jar files. These are the jar files of Selenium. These jar files are provided by the owner of Selenium. Sorry, these jar files are for Java. I am really sorry. These jar files are for Java. These are the Java jar files. These Java jar files are provided by the owner of Java, which is Oracle. They have the complete Java features and functionalities in them. For example, if I just write over here system.out.println new date. Okay, I'll just write system.out.println new date. What is new? Just forget about it for some time. Okay, if I just write new date and if I run my program, it prints the current date, time, month and all everything. So date is an internal class. Okay, date is an internal class which is there in one of these jars. Alright, fine. It is an inbuilt functionality. If you want to see where the date class is there inside these jars, look, first of all, you will see these two arrows in Eclipse. Okay, you just click on these two arrows and you will see the icon link with editor. This is known as link with editor. Okay, just click on this and now hold the control button of your keyboard. If you hold the control button of your keyboard, everything on which you move the mouse will look like a link. Okay, move the mouse over the date class over here and click on it. You will see date.class highlighted out here. This is the class file. Okay, this is an inbuilt class file provided by Java, guys. So you really don't have to write any code. If you want to print this current date, forget about everything, just use the date class and you print the current date, time zone, everything will be printed. Okay, right, and that's what happens in Selenium as well. Everything in Selenium is pre-built, it is inbuilt. You need to learn the commands. It's not a rocket science where you will be inventing things. No, everything in Selenium is inbuilt. Okay, if you go to the website seleniumhq.org, if you go to the official website of Selenium, right, and go to the download section, fine, you will get the option. If we are learning Selenium with Java, okay, you will be able to get the option to download Selenium. The current version is 2.48.2. You click, when you click on the download link, right, this will download the jar files of Selenium. Okay, let it download. Hold on, I want to use the latest version. Hold on. So this will download the jar files for Selenium. Selenium has got no exe. There is no executable file which you install and Selenium gets installed in your machine. No. You cannot install Selenium. Okay, Selenium is something which is configured. You get the jar files of Selenium which you need to you can say which you need to configure in Eclipse. Okay, so just hold on. This is the Selenium, right? Hold on, I'll take this folder, paste it in temp folder of my PC, right? So this is the Selenium folder which got downloaded, and if I open it, you will see hold on, just I think I did a mistake. This is the folder, sorry, just a minute. Right, so if you open this, you will have this file known as Selenium Java 2.482. okay, this is the main jar file for Selenium. Okay, and the other jar, guys, please keep yourself on mute, please. Right, the other jar file, okay, the other jar file is this one. This is the jar file which holds the source code of Selenium. You don't need this actually. Okay, look, Selenium is an open source tool. Okay, anybody can add to it, right? So that's why they give the source code, but you don't need the one. This is the one which you will be needing a lot. And along with that you have a lib folder, okay, which has got many supporting jars which are required to learn Selenium, which are required to work with Selenium. Fine, if you open this lib folder, you will have many jar files. Okay, right, so you need to import these jars inside Eclipse and then your project will be Selenium enabled. Fine, all you need to do is that right click on your project, go to properties, fine, and go to Java build path, the third option, fine. There will be 4 tabs over here. Okay, go to the libraries tab. In the libraries tab you will be able to see all the jars. Fine, these are the Java jar files. Okay, now I can add more jar files by clicking on this link, add external jars. Fine, you can click on this button, add external jars, and navigate to the location where you have stored the jars. This is, don't use sources, only use this jar file. Okay, you don't need to include the sources jar, and also the jars under library. Okay, right, and as soon as you do, in your Eclipse you will be able to see this section known as reference libraries. If I expand reference libraries, these are the jars of Selenium, and that's it. Now your project is Selenium enabled. You can work with Selenium in your project. Okay, and everything is built inside these jars. Okay, for example, if I just write over here new Firefox driver. Okay, what this does is it helps you to work with Firefox. Okay, just be with me, I'll tell you what is this new Firefox driver and all. Okay, but if I give this command and if I run this program, you will see that automatically a blank Firefox browser is opening up. So it's inbuilt. You never executed any exe or something. Okay, right. So this is all about Selenium. Everything is inbuilt. If you look at the documentation now, if you look at the Selenium HQ website, okay, this is the documentation. This documentation holds all the inbuilt features and all, and classes and interfaces and all which are there in WebDriver. Okay, so to learn this now, to learn further, we need to learn the object oriented concepts in Java language. We have configured Selenium in our project. Okay, Selenium is enabled, but to actually understand Selenium in a much better way, to actually understand the inbuilt commands and features, right, you need to learn the OOPS concept, and that's what I'm going to cover right now. So anybody with any questions till now? Anybody with any questions? Do you have any questions, guys? Anyone?
I have a question, Ashish.
Yeah.
This is Sirisha.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the basic difference? You were saying core Java. So what's the basic difference between core Java and Java?
Look, Java is divided into two parts. One is core and advanced. After learning core Java, you need to learn advanced Java, but advanced Java is basically for the developers when they have to build web-based applications and all. So we don't need to build a web-based application. So you just need to learn core Java. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else with any questions? You can use the WebEx chat as well. Okay, there is a question being asked, what is a framework? Okay, I just told something around 1 hour back we'll be doing framework. Look, the thing is, I'll just tell you. Hold on. Look, when you are working practically, okay, you have got test cases which you automate. Fine. These are the test cases which you will automate. Say test case 1, test case 2, test case 3, test case 4. Now when you make these test cases, your requirements are that you need to generate reports. Okay, reports are needed, maybe XLS reports or HTML reports. Okay, whatever your requirement is. Maybe you need to read the data from an external file. Maybe you need to read the data, say the data is kept in Excel file or an XML file, or you can also say in a properties file. Okay, and another requirement can be that you need to maybe take the screenshots, put them in reports, whatever you want. Okay, right. Now Selenium as a tool, if you talk about Selenium, then Selenium will only help you interact with the browser. In blue box you have got Selenium. You can make your test cases in Selenium. Selenium will not generate reports. It will not help you read from Excel file and all that other stuff. You will have to write your own custom code for that. Look, this is not UFT. Okay, this is not UFT, right? UFT, or if you talk about a paid tool like UFT, it provides all the features, or QTP, whatever you want to say. Okay, but Selenium, it doesn't. So you have to write your own code. Selenium will not help you build reports and all. So what we do is we use a third-party tool in between. It's known as, say, you can use TestNG. Sometimes people use JUnit, or say BDD frameworks like Cucumber, JBehave. Right. So what these do is that these help you to execute the test cases in a certain order. If you want to execute them serially in bulk, okay, right, or you want to generate reports, this framework will help you, or you want to supply the data from the Excel file inside these test cases, right, these frameworks can help you, or they can generate the screenshot. So it's like a centralized controller. Okay, TestNG, we'll be doing TestNG in this course because it's very famous with Selenium. Okay, the rest of these two, they are covered in the pre-recorded sessions. Okay, the pre-recorded sessions which I'll be giving you along with this course, they are covered in that. So basically TestNG is something which we'll be doing, and it will act like a centralized controller, okay, which will control the test case execution and all the other stuff. So the complete picture, this complete screen is known as a framework. Okay, you develop the framework. There are various strategies, there are various methods to develop the frameworks. Okay, we will talk about them, but I have just given you an overview. Okay, so anybody with any questions? Anybody with any?
What about the Git? What about that
Jenkins?
that hub and
That is Selenium GRID. That is Selenium GRID.
framework, or
Hold on.
you said about
I'll tell you. I got your point. Look, when we make a framework, okay, I have made the framework, this complete thing. Hold on. Yeah, this complete thing I have made my 4 test cases. Suppose I am able to generate reports, Excel and everything, but now I want to run them parallelly so that the execution and everything is faster. So for that we use Selenium GRID. Okay, Selenium GRID will also fall over here. Grid will also fall in this section out here. It will run the test cases parallelly and generate everything for you. Okay, so we'll study that. I think it will be a little confused, it will be a little tough for you to understand this at this stage, but as we proceed you'll come to know everything. Okay, so any other question from anyone? Anything? Right. So the next thing which I'll be starting off with is the concepts of object oriented programming, right? And in parallel to that I will be talking about Selenium as well. Okay, so we'll be starting off with concepts of OOPS. Tomorrow we'll be seeing basic driver classes of Selenium, constructors and all. Then we'll move forward as Okay, so what I'll do is that I'll stop for today,